Hello there, Vanagon Addicts. It's Ken Wilford here, and you know who this other person is. It's my daughter, and she is going totally insane because she can't go to work. So she's so bored, she decided to come in and say hi to all of y'all, or however you say that, in Streamland. In streaming land. So I hope you guys can come and stream with us today. You told me last week that 3 o'clock on Thursday was going to be good, so that's why I am here. It doesn't look like anyone else is here. But maybe they will get here eventually at some point.
Yeah.
So we wanted to ask. Oh, I see Steve DeRuner. Good to see Steve in here. Remember my daughter, Steve? She's back for a cameo appearance. So say hi to her, and hopefully she'll stick around. We don't know. All right. I mean, she was selling chicken sandwiches at a certain chicken store that shall remain nameless. I don't know. Remain unnameless. And yet she's not doing that right now because we're worried about this. Virus deal. My parents are both really old and their health is not the best, so we're trying to keep them from getting sick. And so we talked to her. She decided to, take a break from work and from her amazing career. And so she's here with me today, and she wants to say hi to all of you.
Hello, everyone. I know it's been a while.
People ask me about her all the time, so I figured you guys would be interested in seeing how she's doing.
I'm still alive.
She's doing great. She's doing, perfectly fine.
I've survived 2 car accidents.
Alright, so I'm open this up. Good to see you guys. Good to see Dave here. I'm going to open this up. You guys want to ask any questions? Again, as always, you can ask questions from me. I got my hat on today, so you don't want to see my sequester hair that's going crazy. It needs to be it needs to be cut. It needs to be trimmed, but I don't have anybody to trim it because reasons. That curse you, coronavirus.
You can always have Mom buzz
curse you.
Buzz you.
So alright, yeah, the hair, you don't want to see the hair. It's messed up today.
So the 2 accidents.
Yeah, Dan, what are you talking about? Is 2 accidents?
Because I said I survived 2 accidents.
Oh, so, yeah, that's true. Should we tell? You're going to tell your accident story?
Oh, jeez.
She got a really nice, she had a 2001 Beetle.
That was my green one, the little green 2001 Beetle. And that was my beater car, and that lasted me a good several years. Literally nothing happened to that. Literally nothing. Had it the entire time. This old beater car, it worked fine. You had some tune-ups, but other than that, 0 accidents whatsoever. Okay, for probably 6 years. I saved up money, and I wanted to upgrade. So we went and got this nice 2015 red, base model Beetle. And I was like, oh, this is so cool. It's a 2015. It's an upgrade. It feels nice. It looks nice. It runs nice. Blah, blah, blah. And we got it. And so, a month after that, I was on this road getting ready to make a left-hand turn into a Wawa parking lot. And there was a car coming in the opposite direction. And I, for whatever reason, vastly underestimated how fast that other car was going and tried to make my turn and ended up being, diagonally in the lane as they came, and they went and, hit the corner, the passenger corner of my car, and it just, the airbag went off, I spun around, a complete 180, before I even realized what happened, it happened like that. And so it happened, and then I realized I was facing the opposite direction, and the airbag had went off and hit me in the face, and I was like, whoa, like my first thought was, oh my gosh, I'm not dead, which was a relief, but at the same time, that's like the first ever, like, accident I had ever been in, and I was freaking out. Like, I got out of the car. I mean, it had a longer life than that, but as far as its life with me, it only lasted a month. So, we went through all that, and then we got a 2012 red Beetle. And, you know, it's kind of like, I feel like this one was nicer because .30 at night. My parents are, when was that? When you guys were in Georgia or something? Wherever they were, my parents were not at home. So, I'm driving home, and I get about maybe 3/4-ish of the way home, and this freaking deer! Looked at the damage, and I was like, oh boy, here we go again. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as the first one, so I was like, okay, the whole car isn't dented in, so at least there's that. So then I had to call my parents and be like, so, guess what happened? And I had to like, sad. I was more angry at the deer because I was like, I don't want to go through this again. But I went through it again, and I mean, our insurance is good. Like, I have full coverage, and I have all these other, like, benefits as far as, like, renting a car, and my insurance company covers it and everything. So, I mean, I will say, the more recent one with the deer, I got to drive this super nice, like, Kia car that I'm like, it's super nice.
Don't mention it.
But I mean, I love my Beetle. My Beetle is like the greatest. But I'm just putting that on the back shelf for the future. Anyway. So,
okay, so what? I'm sorry, but I thought I had it set up so I could show the pictures and you guys could hear the sound at the same time, but apparently that's just asking too much of this thing. So she was trying to tell you about her 2 car crashes that she had.
Are you serious?
But
all that time?
Yeah, Dan said that they couldn't hear you when you were talking.
Oh,
so
no.
I had this all set up before, and it's being stupid. All right, hold on. this is the audio source. All right. Let me... Yeah, we missed half of her play-by-play.
Oh.
Let me just summarize it real quick.
Yeah, you summarize
which
it.
Is, she had an accident going into Wawa.
Yeah.
And totaled the first Beetle, the really nice one. Then she got an even nicer one, and then she had a deer. She hit a deer. Or a deer hit her. I don't know.
A deer hit me, okay?
So,
a deer hit me.
Long story short, the second one they could repair. The first one, as soon as the airbag deploys, they're like, it's over.
Yeah, you can't replace that, apparently.
The second one, they were like, hey, the airbag deployed, but we're good now. So let me just, see, I fixed it now. So now I got sound. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I had this little bar on the side that was supposed to move when sound things are happening. And then I just noticed it wasn't moving. So that's the long story short, but she was safe. That's all I cared about, right?
Yeah.
When the first one crashed, I found out if she was safe, and then I cried a little bit over the car. It was sad, because it was a pretty car.
I mean, it was...
And the second car, I cried a little bit over that too, because that was, like, completely immaculate car. Before the deer hit. But we had it repaired, like the insurance paid for the full repair, and now it looks like brand new and didn't really do that much damage. So, but you saw those pictures. It hit a Toyota, hit it, and wow, the Toyota got really, really wrecked.
The Toyota I personally think had more damage to it than my car because their car came straight like forward, and then my car was at a slant like this. So the corner hit their front, and their whole front just went.
Yeah. All right, so that was her story. She wanted to come on and just say hi to y'all, you folks. And Dan wants a refund because he didn't hear half the story. But when it comes out in a movie form, Dan, we'll make sure you get premiere tickets. So anyway,
whoops. So
it's good to see Dan here with us. Good to see Project Man 81. Good to see Dave Vandercook here, Patrick Sharp, okay, and Roger Poole. So it's good to see all you guys. I'm just shouting out to you. So, what are you guys doing right now with your, downtime? Do you guys have downtime? Here at Vanagon, we don't have downtime because it's just me working here. Maybe she'll come back to work for me if I ask her nice. But it's just me. And Dan's welding. Okay, great.
Wielding the welding.
And welding. I've been getting a lot of orders, and that's amazing. So I thank you guys for that. For some odd reason, Go Westie is closed right now. So they closed down towards the beginning of this week, I think. And there was some weird confusion because they closed. And then they said the next day they were going to open, and then the next day after that they closed again. So I don't know why they're closed. They are an automotive place. I've been told that is considered, essential, and they've been keeping places open. But that's their decision. So maybe because of that, we've been getting a lot more orders. Maybe not. I don't know. But it's normal to start picking up steam. And the other thing I've been seeing here, at least in New Jersey, I don't know if it's like this where you guys are, but it's like spring is happening right now. Like normally, we wouldn't be seeing any of this stuff until April, but we're seeing it now in March. It's like we're in April already, and all the dogwood trees have bloomed out. The grass is actually growing, so you might be have to mow the yard, all that stuff.
Chaz can do that.
So, I've been talking to European suppliers. The first bad sign I've seen so far is that I talked to one supplier today in France, and I had put in a big order with them because they said they thought maybe things might get shut down over there, and I needed to hurry up and do it. I did it yesterday, got it all ready to go, and then after they got the $2,000 from me yesterday, today they're like, oh yeah, FedEx says that you can only send 1 kilogram per person per day. What? I'm like, okay, because the packages they're sending me probably like stinking 50 pounds a piece because $2,000 worth of stuff.
Love it.
So I'm like, well, maybe figure something else out. I don't know. I have some parts coming from the UK. They left today via DHL, so hopefully they will be getting here in a few days. But DHL just had a thing where they declared a force majeure, which is the fancy way of saying like a natural disaster, basically, and they're applying for financial aid. So Dan wants to know, do I have any plastic parts that go in the siding door? Yeah, sure. Whatever stuff you need, just let me know. We got most of it here, if not all of it. I'm going to make a 3D model if I can find a clean one of the plastic parts. Okay. It's the part that makes the door quiet when you close it. Yeah, I have that part on the shelf, actually.
Does it have
So,
like a 3D
you're not the
printer?
first person that asked about it. Huh?
Does he have like a 3D printer? It's going to make a 3D model.
Yes, he does have a 3D printer, I believe.
Interesting.
Yep. So I do have that. Project Man 81 says, in these times I'm working on my Vanagon 88 coach, and yeah, the spring is almost here. Northern Sweden. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we have the same thing here. So, he's in Sweden. We're in New Jersey. In the U.S., the worst thing of the virus is New York, which is right above us. But thankfully, so far, we're not doing quite that bad. We have been sequestering ourselves, which is our normal way of life that we have. Anyway, pretty much. The only thing that's weird is we don't go to church now, which we always do normally. But our pastor is like I'm actually helping him do a video stream thing every week, so he can keep doing that.
Social distancing and quarantine
But-
isn't really that far off from our normal.
Yeah, I mean,
life
she's not
routine.
going to work at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, like that's really the only difference for me.
I've had customers that want to come here and pick up parts, and I'm like, I can mail them to you, but I really don't, suggest you come here just because I don't want to spread the stuff around. But I've been hearing different reports from places like we have a friend in Belize right now. Now, if you think that this virus thing is bad in a developed country like the U.S., okay, or a country that has lots of resources like China, okay, can you imagine what it would be like in a place like Belize or Central America or South America, okay? I mean, it's basically like you're looking at a runaway freight train. You're standing on the tracks and you can't do nothing to stop it, and you can't get off the tracks. And he's telling me everybody in Belize is completely freaking out and losing their minds. So it's just a sad situation. So it's good to see Mr. Arturius. I can say that part. I can't pronounce the first part because I'll mess it up. But it's good to have him from Mexico with the 87 Wolfsburg edition. Okay, I love Wolfsburg editions. That's one of my favoriteest ones. Actually, another friend that lives in Belize, has an 87 Wolfsburg edition that he just took to Chetumal, Mexico last week and had body work done and had it painted and all that cool stuff. That's the one that we usually work on when I'm in Belize and I have my Belize videos. Is a silver 87 Wolfsburg edition. So he went down and got that fixed up a couple weeks ago, I guess. And I guess he's in Belize again now with his van. But it's good to have you with us from Mexico. I was telling people last week, if you're in Canada or Mexico and you order parts and you normally have them shipped to a post office or something in the U.S. and you come and pick them up, do not do that because the borders are closed. If you have it shipped directly to you, there's no problem sending parts across the border. It's just the humans, the people. I mean, I guess you could put yourself in a box and send yourself across the border.
Don't do that either.
You could do that if you thought the UPS man was going to be nice to the box.
No.
Which you can't really count on that, to be honest. Alright, guys, so we did 2 new shows this week. We started 2 new shows. We started a show called Blank. Completely blank out. That's not a show, but it should be. We had one that's called Parts Corner that we started. And we also Parts Corner was one of them, and then the other one was Tech Time. Right? Tech Time. So that was the 2 shows we started. If you guys have a chance to check them out, give me your input. Which one do you like the best? Do you like the Parts Corner? You like Tech Time? Say, I hate both of them. They both stink equally bad. Or I love both of them and I want to marry them. They're not available right now, but, you know. I could talk to their father for you. Alright, so, let's keep going.
Right.
So let me know what you think about those shows. I'm going to try to do them like a couple times a week. Either one. I don't know if I'm going to do both, but a couple times a week. Alright, so we got Steve. He's still missing his parts that he was going to get picked up. And, yep, I mean, you know, the parts are the first things, you know, the first casualties in these wars. Alright, so got to be careful about that. We got Patrick saying the sun is shining here in Scranton. That's right. Right where Michael Scott and The Office are. Those guys that Dunder Mifflin.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody was in Scranton the other day. I'm trying to remember who it was. Oh, I can't remember. It was somebody super, like a celebrity or something was up there. But it's good to have you guys with us. So let me know what you think about the new shows. You know, like I said, I'd like to do more. Also, I may be purchasing a 85 Westie that some idiot has had sitting next to their shop for 14 years. And it's just been sitting there. So, 14 years ago, this dummy parked it and basically forgot about it. Well, not really. What happened was it belonged to a person who shall remain nameless that went through a divorce, was going through a divorce situation thing, possibly a split-up situation thing, possibly a divorce situation thing, and it was a relative, so it just sat here. And I was kind of waiting for the situation to get resolved, and it never has got resolved. But the people are living back in the same house, so I guess that's something? I don't know. So anyway, this van has been sitting at this dumb person's house for 14 years, in between his one shop and his other shop, in this area what's completely isolated. No one has looked upon it, right, for 14 years? Not really. And the other day, I heard a rumor that people went in there to look upon this car, and it had all kinds of vines and things growing all through it. And through the grill, the vines came up through the grill and came out the grill and was trying to make trees come out the front, come out the back, and all that stuff. And so, yeah. It has, when it first got there 14 years ago, the motor was wore out and the transmission was wore out. That's why it came here, because we were going to put a new rebuilt engine and a rebuilt transmission in it. I think I even had a rebuilt transmission sitting in the shop for like 5 years waiting to go into it at one point. Gave up and sold it. I've had engines for it that I bought multiple times and it's never got put in because, you know, I didn't want to do any work until I knew the status. So what might happen now is someone, this guy, might buy it and then at least fix it up and get it ready to sell. So I might do a series of videos on that, like, what do you do when you buy a 14-year project car? What kind of things do you do to get it to come back to life? The only thing I wish I had left all the stupid vines shooting out everywhere.
Oh, that would have been
before,
a cool,
if I was going to do the video, that would have been
theatric
amazing.
touch.
So if you haven't caught on, it's me. Okay, this car is sitting here at my place. Okay, and yep. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. Yeah, Dan is replacing every panel on the driver's side. So once you get done doing that, Dan, you need to come here because I have a 90 Karat that needs that done, all that work done too. And it's sitting behind the fence. That's my own project, but keeps getting kicked down the road. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm so happy about that. All right, so I hope you guys are holding up good here in the virus deals. I do have some partial cost. I don't want to turn this into toilet paper 2.0, okay, where people get crazy and go crazy. But, okay, I will say something to you. If you have projects that you want to do this spring, you have projects that you want to do this summer, you have a van that you want to get running in the next year, you might want to buy your parts for it now. Because here is what is possibly happening. The parts that we have right now in the USA, when are they going to get replaced with other parts? I don't know. Do you know? No one knows. And the countries that make the parts, okay, I will tell you the secrets. Are you ready? China, number 1. Germany, Denmark, France, okay, and the UK. So, and Spain. Okay, the cylinder heads all come from Spain. So, here's the scenario. I shall put it forth unto you, and you shall look upon it. Okay? If you're thinking about doing heads and head gaskets in the next year, you might want to buy that stuff sooner rather than later. If you're thinking about doing an engine rebuild in the next year, you might want to buy that stuff sooner rather than later. If you're thinking about, doing any major project, okay, you might want to buy the stuff sooner rather than later. Why? Because there's only a finite amount of these parts that are here now in the US, okay? And once they are gone, there's going to be most likely some type of a hiccup where we're not going to be able to get certain ones of them for a decent period of time. Now, hopefully it will only be a couple of months or something like that. But it could be longer. Okay, it could be longer. So, I'm just trying to warn you guys that this is a possibility. This is actually a pretty good probability. Okay, so I know it's hard to predict certain things, but some of you guys know, right? Some of you guys like, my motor is all worn out, and I'm going to rebuild it, eventually when my ship comes in or something like that. But your ship is in right now, believe me. Okay, you should think about it. Okay, you should think about it because, like I said, my supplier in France right now, they're in full lockdown to the point where they can't even ship items out of the country. The UK, I talked to him today. He said that he doesn't think that's going to happen, but I feel like his prime minister is just being super nice right now about the situation, and when everything hits the you-know-what, when the you-know-what hits the you-know-who, things are going to get a little crazy. So that's my advice, you guys. You can take it, you can not take it. It's totally up to you. Okay? I'm just trying to give you a heads up on what I'm seeing on my side of the mirror is that the Wonderland is getting a little bit less wonderful. Alright, so we do have some new parts I wanted to show you guys. Random stuff. This little tiny gadget right here. Does anybody know what this is and where it goes? Okay, I will tell you, but I thought you might guess. And I have the exact opposite piece here. They're like trying to fit these two pieces together. Alright, does anybody have any clue what that is? Go. Dan knows what it is. He's going to tell us. Or I'm gonna dock him 50 points. Maybe nobody's here. They all left. So, Dan doesn't know. Alright, so what these two little deals are is if you're doing the front airbox. There are these two little clips that holds this one lever rod that the flaps ride on. These two clips here, one on each side of the airbox in the front, and that keeps that lever rod straight. Okay, so I think, like, I don't know, but these they don't feel like a normal plastic part to me. I had my daughter; she was looking at it. She thinks they are, but I don't know. Something about them is almost like they're
I mean, it feels
like the mold for them maybe was 3D printed or something. They're kind of rough. Okay, I don't think they're 3D printed, but maybe they like fast tracked them and the molds was 3D printed. I don't know.
The molds could have been.
So, yep, Dave was going to say that. I understand. Nobody believes that. All right, so nobody believes you. So I have these available. Okay, I think I have to see what they're going for. Hold on, let me check. Let me look on the sheets here. Don't look at it.
The cheat sheet.
The cheat sheet. Also, I have some heater cables for the air-cooled Vanagon. Steve DeRuiter, he likes air-cooled Vanagons. I have one set of the heater cables for that in stock at the moment. And that is the only set I got. Also, I got some more of those 2-ball shifter things for the early Vanagons. I probably have about 25 of them things here, and I think after that, they're not going to be around for a long time. So, you know, if you have an early Vanagon, 80 to 83, you might want to grab some of them. I'm just saying. All right, so that plate, yeah, they're probably going to be about $9.95 a piece, something like that, for those little plates. That's not too bad for them things. And like, the heater cables, they're up on the website. I don't think I put these. I don't know if I have these plates on the site yet or not. I think I do actually. What else? Oh yeah. I had something else sitting here. Did I get a chance to check my? You know what, Patrick? I did not because I haven't been letting any human beings come here. I have Vanagon, sadly. I have it all here in a box. Everything's on a box on the floor here. Alright, so.
Oh, wow.
I just got a new part that just became available again, which is this part right here. This is the radiator fan for the early, like, 1.9 Vanagon, 83 to 85, and it's also 86 to 91 without factory AC. Okay, it's got this weird plug on it, but you can de-pin that if you have like a cannon shaped plug.
The plastic almost looked like it could have been 3D printed at some point.
Oh, what, this fan deals?
It almost looks like it from
No,
afar,
it's not
but
3D printed.
now that I get a closer up look at it, it probably was in a mold.
So we have these for $149. Okay, they are aftermarket. They're not OEM, but it's actually really nice, and it's made by JP Group. Okay, so that is out there right now. If anybody needs, you know, a replacement radiator fan for an 83 to 85, we have them. I also have brand new radiator fans for 86 to 91 2.1 liter with factory AC. So that's the one with the black fan, and it's like a bigger diameter. We have them in aftermarket as well for a reasonable price. Okay, I don't know if they're $150, but they're reasonable. Okay, so I have a few of each ones of them in stock at the moment. All right, what else do we have? That was one of the things I wanted to show you guys. I have some stainless steel coolant pipes that we just got. We always had we usually had the long ones in stock, but we also got like from the 1.9, the one that goes like across, you know, and it has a ring on the end, an O-ring on the end. We have some of them in stainless steel, and we have the ones that go under the pulley, the crank pulley on both sides. We have them in stainless steel as well. So got a lot of stainless steel. I even have the 2.1 pipe that goes from the water pump like forward along that side. That's also in stainless steel. So we got a lot of stainless steel coolant pipes in stock. And of course now someone in the chat is going to ask for one that we don't have. So I'm expecting that any second. I'm just trying to look on this list of stuff. We just got a bunch of stuff in today. I have a set of cylinder head studs for the water boxer. A full set of them. I think they're $199 for the set. Again, that is something that if you needed it, that's a good deal for that. Do you have the ones that go to the length. What ones go to what length? The studs? I have the 2.1 cylinder head studs. I have individuals, but I have a full set as well.
Is he talking about that, or is he talking about the thing you mentioned previously before that?
Which was what? Oh, do I have what? The coolant pipe that goes the length of the van? Yeah, I have them in stock. I think they're $325, something like that. We also have a oil filler pipe, okay, for the 1.9 and 2.1. I only have one of them, okay, at the moment, and they've been getting really hard to get. So if somebody needs a filler, yes, they are stainless, Dan. Yes, yes. The ones I sell are made by JP Group. They are stainless steel, and they have like they're two parts. You know, they have a junction thing in the middle, which is what I like. Makes it easier to install, makes it easier to ship, and cheaper to ship. Oh, the other thing we have, I have 4 push rods, which they're hard to get right now. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I have a set here. I have like 3 sets of those pipes here. I think 2 of them are, oh, look there. 2 of them are for the 2.1, and I think I have 2 for the 1.9. And I should be able to get more, but again, you know, maybe not. Maybe not. What else? We have headlight adjusters for the square headlight Vanagon. Somebody was saying that was hard to get the other day. I don't know why, but we got we got several sets of them. And we still have these, which none of you guys are going to care about this, but we have like these time belt tensioners for the Eurovans. We're the only people in the whole country that keep them on the shelf. I have gotten this call about, last year I got it about 100 times. Hello, this is Francois in Canada. I need the timing belt tensioner for a 93 Eurovan. Like, yep, got a lot of them. Oh, no one has them. Like, yep. Can I buy one? Yeah. I mean, I had this conversation like 100 times, so I know exactly how it goes. And just over and over and over. I mean, somebody in Canada should call me up and buy all these, and I'll sell them to you. I'll sell them to you for good prices if you're gonna buy all of them, and then you can resell them to people in Canada, man. Because I'm telling you, man, I sell the heck out of these things now. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them anymore. What is my favorite funnel for adding oil to a 1.9, and do I sell them? Alright, you stay here. Okay. Well, actually, I would send you back there, but no. You stay here and let me use everyone. Okay. Alright, let me show you something.
Also, what about your little plastic thingy thing you were doing your little flip?
No,
there was like this plastic kind of corrugated tube thing that I actually don't know what it's for, but he was joking around. He was like, "It's my flugelhorn," and then he proceeded to go like
that's amazing. All right. So I'm gonna blow half your minds right now. So this is the filler tube thing for 2.1, 1.9. Like I was just mentioning, this is a brand new one. This is the only one I got at the moment. Are you ready? When you go to fill the oil, whoop, oh my gosh! And then when you're done filling the oil, bam, nailed it. I mean, that is your funnel right there.
Nice.
Right, that is your funnel right there. If you need more funnels than that, I buy this one from Walmart where it looks like a jug that's upside down and the bottom's cut out and it has a tube that comes down. But I don't sell that one. But usually you can, yeah, this is not a synchro one, this is a 2-wheel drive one. The plastic part, the top part is identical, but the bottom part is not identical. And I have a diesel one too if, you know, people need that.
That's
so
handy.
Yep. Yeah, it's bent different because the engine sits lower or higher. I don't know. I'm always confused about that. Alright, so there you go. I will tell you that I owned a Vanagon, and for probably 5 or 6 years before I ever knew that tube thing extended like that. That's why I was saying I'm going to blow your mind. Because I actually had a person come here and show me that one time, and I was like, what? Alright, so Doug knew about that. Okay. Yeah, so if you don't, if you want an actual funnel, I usually like this one. Maybe, let me see if I can look it up real quick. And I'll bring it up on the photos. But it's basically like it looks like a funnel that has a tube on the bottom, but then it's graduated. Now, on the side, it'll tell you like how much stuff you're putting in there. So you can, here it is right here. You can tell, what's, like you can basically put a quart in it or whatever. This one right here. You can put a quart in it, and you can see it's written on the side, a quart, a half quart, whole quart, whatever. And then down here, this actually turns on and off. So, say you can fill it up, you can hold it with the handle, or you can support it up here with like a metal piece, like a coat hanger from the back hatch, and then this actually turns on and off. So if you go to fill it, and it has a stopper on the end, so you can, and then this is a cover on the top right here, so you can basically fill it, and then once you're done, you plug this end up, you close this off, put this on. It keeps dust and things from getting down in there. It looks like it is called a TKS fluid funnel, 1275. It's on Aircraft Spruce. But, I mean, I bought mine at Walmart, so, or something like that. So there you go. Hello from Russia.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how you doing, man? Good to have you in here with us today. Alright, so the perfect one would have a 45 angle neck. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. You can actually use the second one on a two-wheel drive on a four-wheel drive, but you have to manhandle a hair. Tube is a hair shorter. Yeah, Doug, so I mean, I like that. Aircraft Spruce, I mean, they're expensive, and it's only $12 on their site. So you could probably find it a little bit cheaper.
That's Walmart.
But it's pretty sweet. Yeah, Walmart. At your local Walmart. But you want to drive up, and then they're going to come out in a hazmat suit and say, I will go inside and get it for you. And then they come out.
Yeah.
And 2 hours later.
And put it in your car.
And put it in the car. That's right. Do not touch anything. We went to Walmart to get stuff the other day. And we ordered stuff before we left. And then we got there, and the lady's like, do you want me to just put it in the car for you? I'm like, wife's like, yes. So she put it in the back. We said, thank you. Bye. Peeled out. No, we didn't peel out. Alright, so, but, this guy from Russia, he probably thinks we're crazy. He probably thinks we're crazy. Oh, and we probably are crazy, to be honest. And this thing down here is completely broken. Because we have been doing this like way more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's not accurate.
And let me reload the screen.
That has to be a little bit more.
Oh, so much
there
better!
Go.
Oh my gosh, we've been doing this for 40-something minutes. That's way too long.
44 minutes.
That's way too long! Alright, so, do you guys have any questions or anything that, yes, I will take a repair question. Please, David, please. I'm dying here right now. This is like the Conan show where, when he, tells one of his jokes. Why would a perfectly running 1.9 crank longer when it's warm? Cold, almost immediate. Always starts by... Okay, so a 1.9 usually has problems with hot starting because of the temp 2 sensor. Okay, and so that's where I would look at. So you want to look at the temp 2 sensor, test it with a meter, plug it, make sure it's plugged in good, make sure the plug looks good. There's a ground that goes to the cylinder head. You want to make sure that's good shape, and you want to make sure the ground strap that's going from the cylinder head to the firewall by the coil is good. And then if all that's good, you unplug the ECU and test for resistance at the ECU plug from the temp 2 plug, and you can test the temp 2 reading at the ECU plug, but it's in there somewhere. Okay, it's in there somewhere. Alright, Patrick, give me a call tomorrow, and we'll get these parts back to you. Alright, so you're having trouble bleeding his brakes. Very little fluid coming at the bleeders except for the left front. That one seems to work great. I don't think so. I mean, I've had problems bleeding brakes myself before. I think that it's most likely, I don't know, it's a problem at the caliper most likely, or there's a problem at the bleeder itself. Like maybe take the bleeder out, you know, all it is like a tube that has some holes in the bottom, and just make sure that the bleeder's cleared out good, because they could be partially blocked with rust and dirt. You know, if somebody didn't put those little dust caps on the top, they could have mud and stuff in there. So I would just take the bleeders completely out, clean them out with a piece of wire or something. If you are in doubt, you could just replace them with new ones, and then you would be good shape. Alright, so the Russian man, which I can't even read your name because, you know, of other alphabets and stuff, says, good, now I'm repairing the front suspension of a Caravella GL. Okay, sweet. Do you have any questions on that? Because we would be glad to help you out. Oh, Michael. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. See, Dan knows Russian, apparently. There you go. I'm glad somebody knows Russian. I wish I had known. I watched this guy on YouTube called Bald and Bankrupt. If you ever seen that guy.
Is that the guy who travels
like
around to like different crazy places and like...
But Bald and Bankrupt, he just have like he's a British guy, but he has a love affair with India and Russia.
For whatever reason.
He loves going to Russia, and he likes going to the Ukraine. I think his girlfriend is from the Ukraine, which, you know,
yeah,
everybody's girlfriend's from the Ukraine.
He travels around kind of like a drifter, basically.
But he's always, you know, doing something cool. I like watching this show. I'm trying to learn a little bit of Russian, but... Alright, calipers and wheel cylinders were all replaced. Oh, wow. That's so weird. So it almost sounds like maybe if you're bleeding it with pumping up the master cylinder, maybe it doesn't have a, you know, something's not quite right with it. I mean, what I usually do, well, I can't say that. Yeah, so, I mean, maybe it is a master cylinder. I mean, was the van sitting for like forever or something? Or is this just a new development from when it was being used a lot? You know, I would say if the calipers and wheel cylinders are all replaced, and the only thing else would be building up pressure in the system is the master. And, you know, the master could be leaking on the inside. It could be internally leaking. So, in other words, you're stepping on it, and it's bypassing the seals on the inside instead of, you know, building up enough pressure that way. So that could be, yeah. I mean, sometimes it can be leaking on the floor, Dan, but sometimes it can just be internal leak and it doesn't even have to be an old master cylinder either. Like I've had relatively new ones do that, sitting for a long time. Yeah, I mean, I've had lots of vans I've worked on that sat for a long time, and usually, you know, like I was thinking maybe yeah, I've had new ones go too. It's weird. The ones I've had fail have been the expensive ones. And the ones that I have never have fail is the super ridiculously cheap ones.
Now see, that doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand.
Because you'd think you'd pay extra money for like quality, something that would work good,
right.
And then it like craps out on you.
Yep. I mean, they have this one brand of the master cylinder that is super expensive. It's German made. Everybody loves it and wants to buy it. But I have had, in the past 10 years, I've had maybe 3 or 4 that either, well, they lasted about a year. And they crapped out. I mean, they didn't crap out from the get-go. But they lasted about a year. Now, everything we have has a 2-year warranty. So, you know, that's good and everything. Like, we replace them under warranty, but still. But then we have these really cheap ones that are made in Italy. And I have never had one of them go bad. But maybe people don't tell you if they go bad? I don't know. Nobody's ever complained about them. So, it is what it is. If I was going to do one of mine, I would probably put on one of the cheapy weepies because I haven't had any problems with them. I mean, we get JP Group ones too sometimes that are very inexpensive. Let me put it that way. Very inexpensive, and yet 0 issues. So, yep. All right. Do we have any more questions out there, or questions if you talk normal English and not crazy person English?
Going to confuse.
Yeah, I'm going to confuse the Russian guys. But what is this idiot saying? I don't know right now.
How would you describe perfect running Vanagon?
A perfect running Vanagon. Oh my gosh. Well, there's this one where they're putting an electric engine in it. Where it creeps along perfectly in first gear. Idle accelerates with 0 hesitation.
Wow.
Yeah, I would say probably both of them.
That sounds great.
That sounds great. Well, I mean, if it's right, it could do that. I mean, I would say creeping along in first gear, you might be seeing that on a smooth road. But they don't really like to creep along in first gear. Really. They like you to give them a little bit of a pedal. As far as accelerates with 0 hesitation, yeah, that's definitely doable. As long as you got all good, tune-up stuff and things, and really good, good plug wires, good tune-up things. I mean, the only problems I've ever had with hesitation is bad plug wires, and throttle position switch isn't set right, and stuff like that. So, so Doug just wants to brag. He wants to tell us about his perfect Vanagon that he has. Yeah, cranks on when hot. Yeah, so like I said, that's most likely temp 2 sensor related. What happens is the temp 2 sensor or the wiring gets messed up. It gets some extra resistance in it, and then when it gets hot, okay, the heat makes the resistance go up. Well, when the computer sees the extra resistance going up on the temp 2 circuit, it thinks, oh, the car is really cold, because that's what happens when the car is cold. The resistance of the temp 2 goes up. Okay? And so it gives you more fuel, and it'll actually flood it. And so you'd be cranking and cranking. You're like trying to clear out that flooding, and it's going to get worse. Like, I bought a van years ago, and I mean, this problem's been going on for years. I bought a van probably 20 years ago that the previous owner was like, all right, so before you start it, you have to flip this switch. And you had the switch built like right under the driver's seat, in the floor, in the little seat pedestal. And he's like, you turn the switch off, okay, you start it, and then you turn the switch on. So what the switch was doing was it was turning the fuel pump on and off. So when you went to start it, you would turn off the fuel pump. So you were starting it on whatever fuel was left in the cylinders and stuff from the last time you ran it. And there's a little bit of fuel and stuff in the system still. You would start it on that. Then once it started, you'd flip the switch. If you didn't do that, every time it was hot, and you would drive it to a gas station and pull and stop and get gas, and you went to leave, it wouldn't start. It would leave you there. It would crank and crank and crank. It wouldn't start because it was flooding out. Okay, so I can almost 100% guarantee you that is what's happening. Temp 2 sensor or wiring is dying.
That sounds like a really annoying process, though.
Yeah, it was just a rig up. I mean, he couldn't figure out what it was, and I took that off because I figured out what I think I might have left the that switch, because you could also use it as a kill switch. So if you didn't want somebody to steal your Vanagon, you could just turn that switch off. They couldn't do anything. They'd be cranking it thinking, what a piece of junk. Yep. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to do a video, Dan, on how to test temp 2s and stuff. That's going to be on Tech Time. Tech Time, very soon. I mean, I did a video last week about reading the Bentley manual, so I got to do something slightly less boring the next time, which is going to be reading resistance on a meter. The last 2 new Bosch fuel pumps were noisy. Original was quiet. Is there a new normal? What kind of shape is your gas tank in? Because sometimes that's what it is. People replace the fuel pumps and it's actually the gas tank is dying. So there's that. The other weird part that can happen too is cavitation, because the fuel is circulating and it's actually like getting enough heat in it, depending on your, how hot it is in your area. You can have cavitation in the fuel and that'll make the pump make noise. Replacing the EFI harness. Okay, so I can do that eventually. I did do a step-by-step manual on doing that on my website with pictures. So if you have, and that was for the 2.1, I didn't do one for the 1.9 yet, but I did do a step-by-step manual with pictures on how to replace the EFI harness on the 86 to 91. The next time I get a harness in here from a 1.9, I guess I could do a step-by-step manual on that one as well. But I will say to you that it is pretty much as easy as just unplugging things and plugging things back in. So what I always tell people is this: you get the new harness. Do not take the old one off. Do not take the old one off. I know people are like, oh, take the old one off. We'll take it off here. Don't take it off. Okay? You get the new one. You lay it in the engine bay on top of the old one. And then you just unplug one plug off the old one, plug the same exact plug in on the new one. And you see what I'm saying? And you just work your way around the engine bay like that, and it will be over.
You use the old one as a guide, so that's basically like self-instructory right there.
Yeah, well, see, on the 1.9, Dan, you don't even have to do that. It's all in the engine bay. So, it's super easy. The ECU on the 1.9 is behind the driver's side tail light, and everything just goes around the engine bay. So you just work your way either from the computer around or vice versa. And that's pretty much it. It's actually very simple. If I have time, I'll do a video on it. But it's almost so easy that if you can't do it, you shouldn't be doing it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like to make things as easy as possible for people, but I hate if somebody destroys something when they're trying to put it on. And so, yeah. You definitely want to do it. Alright, grab one of those. I got those shrink wrap stuff over there, bubble wrap stuff in that bottom shelf.
Yes.
I did want to show you guys this stuff too.
Both of them or just one of them?
Yeah, both of them. Yeah, them rods.
Alright, well this one's stuck a little bit.
There
we go.
Alright. So I did get these 2 new items as well. I just wanted to let you guys know about them. Let me grab them out right here. Alright, this is the 1.9, or no, this is a regular shifter, like for a 4-speed Vanagon. Okay, I have this in stock at the moment. It is an updated version where it is completely solid. Okay, so the old ones were hollow in the middle, and they can break that way.
Well, that sounds like a terrible design.
Yeah, I never understood why they made them.
You just aggressively pull back on the thing. Ah!
Yeah, they snap with age. And then I also have this one, which I haven't even unwrapped yet, so I'm going to unwrap it.
This one's like a nice, shiny, silvery color. That one's like a really interesting, like, metallic rainbow.
So this one is also solid. I just wanted to make sure before I told you wrong. So this one is for a 5-speed. So I have brand new shift rods for a 4-speed and also for a 5-speed. So if you find yourself in the need of a shift rod, they're a good deal. I was just going to open up this 5-speed one so you can kind of see what it was like.
They got this thing wrapped.
They do. They put a lot of stuff on them.
It's like, wow.
I'm trying to make sure, you know, that it's safe.
I mean, it's a solid metal rod. I don't really know how broken it could possibly get.
I mean, we've been on for an hour, so we might want to start winding down here, but I just wanted to show you this. So we got this this German-made shift rod. This is for a 5-speed. And you can see how different it is. It's got the 2 plastic tab things here on the bottom already. And then it's got this weird thing here, which this is like for 5th gear. You push it over and whatever. Are they longer than stock? Let's look. No, about the same length. I mean, you can get extenders if you want, but I think they're about the same length. And then you can also use it to get rid of zombies.
Yes, it is quite the hefty bludgeoning weapon. You can definitely take someone out with it.
Yeah, if they come to get your toilet paper, you can just take it, give it to them.
The Corona zombies come in and get your toilet paper, like
I was gonna sit on my toilet paper throne for this video, but I didn't want to make you guys feel bad. All right, I mean, we've already had Doug, you know, make us feel bad about how amazing his van drives. So I didn't want to make everybody feel bad about my, you know, 12-year toilet paper supply. Apparently, I put it in the shape of a Vanagon.
You say that, and someone's gonna actually.
Then they're gonna come here with like automatic weapons to get my TP.
Or someone's gonna actually like pile up toilet paper.
I only hoard Vanagon parts. I don't hoard anything else. Okay, I have major Vanagon hoarding problems.
Except maybe the cardboard boxes needed to ship the parts out, but that's about it.
So the fuel lines on a Tico, you basically just want to replace the rubber hoses, which are, you know, a lot of them have like a fuel rail on there. You should have a fuel rail on there. And you have a little piece of rubber hose that you would be going to the fuel rail. Then you have another piece of rubber hose that's coming from your fuel rail. So that's the one that you would be replacing. You would also want to take a look at your fuel rail because they're plastic and they're getting kind of old. Now, some of the even earlier Ticos had this really weird aluminum fuel rail on there that had a bunch of little short rubber hoses coming off. I mean, I was one of the first people that installed Ticos back in like the 1999 or 2000 or whatever. So I'm very familiar. And so, yippers. You want to definitely replace anything rubber. But as far as kits go, I mean, if you go on my website, there's 7mm fuel hose. You just want to get maybe like 3 foot of that, and you're good shape. Okay, so FAS did it in 2003. It's probably got the old stuff. Like, FAS has been changing some stuff and upgrading some stuff. But back in 2003, they were probably just doing straight up Ticos like I was. So it's got the plastic fuel rail, most likely. And you just want to replace the little short pieces of 7mm hose. There's probably 3 foot of that in there, and you're gold. You are gold! Just like this! Gold, I said gold! It's my scepter! I anoint you! Arise, sirloin of beef! Alright, let's keep going.
Oh my gosh.
Alright, and we got Caroline Smith, who is coming to us from Bonnie, Scotland. I'm not going to try to do that. Nope, offend everyone. Alright.
Offend everyone.
Offend everyone! No. I was actually just reading about the Stone of Scone yesterday. Have you heard of this?
The what?
The Stone of Scone in Scotland.
Oh, you're not talking about the Blarney Stone, are you?
No, this is not the Blarney Stone. That's in
Ireland! I was going to say, that's in Ireland.
You monster! The Stone of Scone was a stone that the Scottish kings was all sat upon when they got anointed to be king, or whatever you want to say.
But why?
Inaugurated? Whatever they call that thing.
Why?
It was a tradition thing. And then the British people stole it. And every time one of their Monarch Beetles gets monarchified, they have to sit on it.
It's a stone?
Yes, it is a stone. It looks like a little seat. And then then these Scottish college students in the 50s stole it back. I'm like, dang, that's like the ultimate, college prank. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? What are we gonna get drunk and do this weekend? Let's steal the super historic stone thing from Westminster Abbey. Dang, okay. So they stole it back. And then, I don't know how long it took. Yep, the Stone of Destiny. That's right.
There we go.
That's what they also call it. And the British people would be like, So then they took it back. But then, in early 2000s, the British people would be like, alright, we're going to give it back to you, but we still get to sit on it when we get to be king and all that stuff. Cool? Are we cool with that? So now it's back.
Why don't they just make their own?
And then there is some discussion about if the one is actually real.
What, you think they might have made a copy?
It's possible. But, so all that. So there you go. There is your Caroline, your Scottish history lesson. I'm sure she knew nothing of this now. Just now she has to tell me how the American Revolution happened. Because I know nothing of that. No, I'm just kidding. It's very interesting. I actually watched this show, too. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Oh, it was a cool show. Oh, she says, we got the real one. All right, I understand. You guys probably had the real one the whole time.
Probably.
And gave the British guys, this fake one that you found in a field somewhere. Like, that's the real one. Don't take it. And then they took it, like, suckers. We still got the real one. All right, so Doug is coming back. He's that's right. We don't want to. I'm still hurting over the War of 1812. All right, so don't talk about that.
Wow.
That makes tears come to my eyes. Wow. All right, so Doug Rice says we gotta get back on Vanagon stuff. What do you think of 10W60 oil? Been using liquid moly for 30 and love it. I don't really use. I've never tried it. What I like to use is 1 quart of Lucas oil stabilizer and 2050, like regular Castrol GTX. That's my personal favorite. So, but liquid moly, some people really love it. They talk about it a lot, so it might be good. I guess I should try it one of these times. Like I said, I like 2050, and you substitute 1 quart with Lucas oil stabilizer. Seems like it does good, gets your oil pressure up, and does all that good stuff. Oh, so go Westie. Ghost Westie. They've ghosted us all. That's what happened. They ghosted us.
Ghost Westie.
Ghost Westie. So, yes, I know. You are Scottish. You're not British. That's right. The Scottish people never burnt down the White House, all right? And we totally respect the Stone of Destiny in return. So thanks for that. But yeah, go Westie to recommend it. I mean, that could be a thing. The thing I started using Lucas because a Volkswagen dealer started recommending it, so that's why I got into that. All right, so let's keep going. Rebuilding rear suspension and brakes. Ordered a bunch from you yesterday. Feel good, supporting your business. Thank you so much for that. All that stuff is out, and I think I had to do 2 shipments, so you should see it in 2 shipments. You should see it pretty quick, like a few days, but it's going to be in 2 shipments. So thanks for supporting us. I actually am running low on my brake line repair kits that we have. I ordered a bunch from France, but I don't know when that's going to happen now because of the whole France thing that we were talking about earlier. So we'll see. Hopefully tomorrow they'll give me some good news, like they're going to, swim across, and they're going to strap it onto somebody's back and have them swim across.
Swim it over to us.
Yep. And Doug says his order's going to be there soon, too. Yay!
Nice.
Yep. I mean, I've been so busy today. Usually, like I said, Thursday is usually my dead day. And today it has been super busy all day. So that's good. And, it's that time of year, too. But it's also because of the situation. People are staying at their house, and they're going like, "Oh, I want to work on my van." And to me, that's the best way to do it. You know, again, people were saying, "Oh, I have all this free time. I'm going to go to the beach." Bad. Really, van cafes? I don't think they're closed. Go Westie is the only one I know of that's closed for real. Some people are like having less hour things or having less people at their place, but they're staying open.
Especially like places with warehouses.
I can look real quick. I thought they were open. Let's see.
Like maybe someone at the warehouse got sick, or they just want people at the warehouses to not get sick. Like,
I don't see anything on their site about them being closed, and they would have it around the front. I try to tell people about us being open because, you know. Yes, I have a bunch of Johnny Lightnings back there. Are you going to try to make me send you one now? Also, I got that cool, see that picture of that bus back there? See, where's my hand? Things? Where's my hand pointing? That bus back there, Leah gave me that. Leah gave me that for Christmas. Yeah, that bus. See, I'm pointing at it. I'm doing a good job. I'm on a time delay. Yeah, Steve's going to try to talk me on my Johnny Lightnings. Alright, let me go get some Johnny Lightnings. I'll show you real quick. Then we're going to be done. We're going to be done.
You're pretty cool. That picture.
Well, I want to show you. I want to show everybody this one. This is the big one. Oh my gosh, the
like
wall's falling.
every shelf thing ever.
This is the one that everybody wants.
That one.
Right here. Are you ready, kids? Don't look at my butt. Alright. I'm seeing the before picture. Alright, so let me see if I can actually see what I'm doing. Here is the Johnny Lightning everybody wants to see. What does it say, kids? It says 2001 Volkswagen concept bus. Yup, that's exactly what it says. Microbus concept. Yup, the one that Volkswagen wants you to forget about. Because for 20 bleep years, they have been promising us this. And this is the proof. After this video, I'm going to disappear into a black site. A CIA black site. Because I have this evidence. I mean, it's a cool car right here.
It looks dope.
That they came out with in 2001.
And never ever made.
And they never made it. They've lied to us. Over and over.
Sits on your throne of lies.
Yes. I'd rather sit on a toilet paper throne than a lie throne. So there you go. Oh, $10 a piece for the Johnny Lightnings.
Dang.
That's right. I'm rich. Beyond your wildest dreams, I have like 4 back there. Alright, so that's my Johnny Lightning rant. Because I have this. I didn't even realize it said 2001. That's been sitting back there forever. Oh my gosh.
19 years?
Yeah, a couple years. A few years. I go into my Volkswagen concept van rant every like 15 minutes, apparently. You know, now they're going to blame the coronavirus on why this one doesn't come out. Oh, we were going to come out in 2022, but the coronavirus done stopped it again. Oh, no. Like, yeah, right. Nobody believes you, Volkswagen. You lied.
I mean, you already discontinued my
Lied to us.
model of car for...
Yeah, they got rid of the bug.
Like, I'm sorry, but like...
I mean, they weren't selling, but still, you know.
You could still
people
come up with
like
a couple.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're not...
I mean, you know, they didn't actually sell any, but
like,
they were amazing.
They're good cars.
They are. She likes them.
Discontinued.
Leah likes them. She only buys one every 10 minutes, so, you know, she can keep them going. She can keep the whole, you know, Volkswagen afloat.
Hey, come on.
What duct do the lower vents connect to? The ones up by my knee smells like a mouse.
Ew.
Do I have to remove dash? Yes. Yep.
Yeah, no. You definitely want to take that off, clean it out.
Yeah, there be miceys in there.
Whether
Like,
they're dead or alive, you want them out.
take the dash out. Take the center box thing out. Clean everything. I washed it with water. And clean it with soap and water.
Expect to find...
There will be Mouse-topia in there with all the mice things.
all the nest.
Mickey and Minnie is in there. and with Ratatouille and all
nice
the other stuff.
Little presents that they leave for you.
And all the little presents. Yeah, it's all one box. So if it's coming out the lower vents, it's in the upper things too.
Yeah, no, you want
It's
to
just
take it.
isn't as strong for some reason. I don't know why.
Take it all out, clean it.
But you
get
definitely
all
want
that
to
stuff
take
of
it out,
there.
clean it. Like I said, I have a big, huge sink, or I did it outside where you just wash the entire thing with water and soap and everything. Hydrogen peroxide, okay. Yeah, and then once you're in there, you want to put a new blower fan in, and you want to do some new flappy poos and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so that the smell doesn't stay. I mean, you can get rid of the smell and then maybe.
So Doug wants to know how long before CV joints need servicing, assuming no noise and boots are okay. I would say probably every 5 years or so you should take them off and check them. That's what I would say, every 5 years. And usually you'll see they start to get a little cracked. Oh, where's Rob? He was one of the people that said last week, 3 o'clock Thursday.
What?
Now look, it's 4 o'clock.
Wow.
I've been on here for an entire hour waiting for Rob to come on. Just so I can say, goodbye, everyone. Bye. Time to go.
Okay, goodbye.
I mean, the only person that I'm not seeing is Peter in Australia, so I hope he's okay. But we have people from Sweden on here, and
Sweden,
Russia, and Scotland,
Yeah.
and
Senior moment.
and even Steve from Canada, I think.
Canada? Question mark?
Question mark? Da, da, da.
Canada?
So I guess that's it, guys. Now that Rob's on, we're fixing the call today. Whoopsies!
Sorry. Mansell, PA. Nice.
Oh, and then there's also Mustin, who is from Southern California. It's just 1 year, but it's 4 here. I've been yakking for 77 minutes. Way too long, believe me. Way too long. The people that listen to this, they are going to cry. They'll be like, why did he make a video 77 minutes long? Like, I don't know.
Hey, just have it on in the background.
We were
as,
having
like,
fun. We were having fun.
Yeah.
I mean, we're super bored because of the whole stuff and things.
We have to stay home and do nothing.
And,
so,
you know,
yeah.
it's nice talking to other
Yeah.
human beings that we can interact with.
And I'm sorry that you
live
guys didn't hear my entire blow by
That
blow.
live outside of our cage that we live in.
I mean,
Our glass
my dad
cage.
summarized it pretty well, but
Yeah. Crashy, crash, crash.
that's my...
My pastor started calling her Crash as a nickname.
Yep. So that's fun.
Yay! I pronounced Mostin's name right.
Yeah, that's cool.
I've never heard of anybody named that either, to be honest, before.
Interesting.
But that's not unusual. I have customers call me like, yeah, my name is AJC2XW. I'm like trying to type. I'm like, no! Stop! Mostin, okay.
Interesting.
Yep.
Kind of like Austin, but with
Who
an
was
M.
sending me this? Somebody's
Mostin.
sending me a van that's for sale and bring a trailer or something? I don't know.
Oh, it's like
there
a
you go.
van truck.
Yeah, pretty nice.
Interesting.
There you go.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. So Rob said he's going to watch it if we sign off. We've had a lot of fun. We actually made fun of Robert LeBeau the entire episode. So it's kind of ironic that he showed up at the very end, right after, like 30 seconds after we stopped making fun of him. He comes on, you know. So you've got a good, 60-something minutes of nonstop laughs. No, I'm just kidding. We talked about a lot of serious things, right? The
Yeah.
Stone of Destiny being one of them.
Yeah.
And toilet paper thrones. All that good stuff. Alright, guys, so I guess that's it before we go more crazy. Please like, share, subscribe. Let us know if you want to talk about something next week. We're going to try to be back Thursday at 3. Also, let me know if you like the 2 new shows that we are doing. Tech Time and Parts Corner. Oh my gosh. I need to make them both alliterative to make it easier for me. So, let me know about those shows if you like them, if you hate them, despise them, want them to die a slow death on the rack. Or you want more. Then we can do more. Because, it's either one way or the other. You love it or you completely hate it and want it to be dead. But that's it. And Rob says he likes both of them. Alright, so there you go. I mean, they're fine. I'm going to try to keep them short and to the point and not ramble forever. So that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week, and be safe.
Wash your hands.
Stay healthy. Wash your hands, you dirty dog.
And don't hoard toilet paper.
And don't hoard toilet paper.
Only as much as necessary.
I've already got all of it anyway, so we're good. Alright, so we'll see you guys next week. Talk to you later on. Bye.